Sports live at the Homestead-Miami Speedway in Florida for the Ford 400, the 2005 season finale, the race that will determine the 2005 NASCAR Nextel Cup champion. The car is just beginning to creep off of pit road and onto the racetrack. Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, is the proud sponsor of the Budweiser Pole Award, given to the fastest qualifier at each NASCAR Nextel Cup Series race. Budweiser congratulates Carl Edwards on his second pole of 2005, and Carl will be in that crowded field in the Budweiser shootout when we get to Daytona in February. Here is the Harley-Davidson starting grid for today's running of the Ford 400. Carl Edwards, a championship contender on the pole, next to Ryan Newman, who won the Busch race here yesterday.
Casey Kane, potential winner on the inside of row 2. Kyle Busch, the winner last week in Phoenix, on the outside.
Row 3 on the inside, Mark Martin, and on the outside, Casey Mears.
Back in row 4, championship contender Greg Biffle starts alongside Jamie McMurray, his last ride in the 42 car.
On the inside of row 5, Dale Jarrett, and Joe Nemechek takes the Army on the outside.
Row 6 on the inside, last ride for Dave Blaney in the 07 car. On the outside, 24, Jeff Gordon.
In row 7, Jeremy Mayfield and Kevin Harvick.
Rookie Reed Sorensen on the inside of row 8 will run full-time Nextel Cup in 2006. Jeff Burton on the outside.
Inside of row 9, Matt Kenseth driving the 17th car. On the outside, Brian Fickers.
In row 10, you'll find Mike Bliss, and starting 20th in car 20 on November 20th, Tony Stewart, the championship leader.
Row 11 on the inside, Bobby Labonte, his last drive in the 18 car. David Strimmy, who will compete in 2006 for Ganassi on the outside.
Row 12, inside, Elliott Sadler likes his chances today. On the outside, driving the 4 car today will be Todd Bodine.
Row 13, Ricky Rudd, 788th consecutive start. Then he's going to step away for a while next to Sterling Marlin, who's leading that ride at the end of this race.
Scott Wormer on the inside of row 14 and Kevin LePage on the outside.
Row 15, Jeff Green on the inside, and Travis Kvapil starts outside of row 15.
In row 16 on the inside, Scott Riggs and Jimmy Johnson second in Nextel points on the outside of 16th row.
Take a look at the rest of the starting grid today, and Wally's going to jump on the radio.
Let's see if we can get a hold of Mark Martin. Hey, Mark, this is Wally in the booth. Can you hear me?
Hey, Wally.
Well, you've had a fun weekend. You've raced everything that's been here, trucks and the Busch car. How's your Cup car today?
Oh, man, this thing is really good. I got a great car here with a Viagra Ford and really fantastic team on pit road. If this racetrack will come to us a little bit, you know, going into the darkness here and we make right adjustments, I think we can have a good shot to win this thing.
Well, you guys have been awfully strong this year. I know you got a lot of people pulling for you today, so good luck.
Hey, Wally, I appreciate it, and I'd just like to say, if we don't win it, I'd sure like to see Rusty Wallace win it or Ricky Rudd.
We're with you on that, Mark. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Rusty Wallace retiring after this race. Ricky Rudd, as we talked about during the starting grid, stepping out of the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series after this race. Final stories from pit road as we get ready for the Ford 400. Here's Marty.
Well, Bill, 87 points and 2 drivers stand between Carl Edwards and the championship in his first full season of Cup competition. He said, you know what? We have 3 simple goals for the weekend. They've already checked one off the list, winning the pole. Lead the most laps and win the race would be the other 2 goals. He also said, you know what? We can't worry about what everybody else does. He said, you know what? There's one other way I can win the championship. I could go spin Tony Stewart out, and I would never do that. At least I think I would. Dave?
Marty, for Carl Edwards, or for Jimmy Johnson, it is a max points day, obviously, too. 52 points out of the championship. He needs to lead the most laps if he can do it. It's also a minimum error day. Flawless pit stops from his pit crew on pit road, and the driver, he has to drive the right line. That's a fine line between being very fast and being overly aggressive. Matt?
And Dave, this is the exact type of championship that Tony Stewart has dreamed about winning for months, giving it to his crew chief, Greg Zipadelli, as a gift, saying for a long time how his first championship back in '02 wasn't the type, with so many issues going on the racetrack and off the racetrack, but this year has really come together. Now, when you look back to 2002, he only won the championship by 51 points over Mark Martin. Now, AB, this could be the biggest day of all. It could be his 10th championship in 2.5 decades of racing.
Now we got a lot of agendas on the racetrack today. Drivers like Bobby Labonte leaving his team at the end of the day, trying to finish up strong. Rusty Wallace and Ricky Rudd looking to go out in style. People like Jeff Gordon, who only have one thing in mind: be the first one to the checkered flag at the end of 400 miles and carry winning momentum all the way through the off-season. But the biggest agenda today, very clear: 4 drivers and only 1 championship trophy. Which one will it be? We're about to find out. Bill?
Thanks, Alan. You guys enjoy the race down there today. Here is how the NASCAR Nextel Cup point system works. If you win, you get 180 points. Second place gets 170. The top 6 rather, 5 points apart. It drops off 5 points for each position. Get back to 7th, it drops off 4 points for each position. Back to 12th, all the way through 43rd, it drops off 3 points for each position. So you can see, the closer you finish to the front, the more points you will get. The most you can gain in one race, 156. That's why only 4 drivers are still eligible. 5 bonus points for leading a lap, and 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. And that could be big here today.
10 points might be huge. 1992 Atlanta Motor Speedway, Alan Kulwicki led the most laps. By doing so, won the championship.
And last year, the margin, 8 points, as Kurt Busch won the title.